Mic check. Mic check. Check those mics. Who's Michael?
I'm inside your home.
At least I'm entertained. Hello again, my milky mucous membranes, and welcome back to A Beginner's Guide to Peglin. Today we're tackling Cruciball 3 with a Peglin. Let's get right into the news. None of these are terribly exciting, but you can't go wrong with a Grubby Gloves, which just adds 10 damage to every attack you do, and has the potential to combo. Poison, by the by, if you can get a lot of it, is extremely effective against the slime. He has this strange feature where before he absorbs you, he loses debuffs twice in a turn, but they also trigger twice per turn. So his poison and his brand ball wear off faster, but if you get them on him in high enough quantities, then he'll be taking essentially double damage from the poison, which can kill him real quick. It's odd. I don't really know why that happens. It almost feels like a bug rather than a feature. But I don't think Todd Howard had anything to do with programming this game, so honestly, I'm at a loss. As always, we're beginning our gameplay by simply gathering as much gold as we can fit in our grubby little pockets. I guess that's why we have the grubby gloves. Now isn't it? This relic, by the way, every attack deals 1 poison to an enemy. That includes attacks that already deal some amount of poison. There's also a relic out there that increases the poison instead of decreasing it per turn, which can be, like, game solving if you find it with grubby gloves. It can take care of almost any fight on its own. I'm gonna go ahead and launch into a Bucklorb run, I think. Time to show you guys the power of Bucklorb. A very good orb. Mostly by dint of it being so big. Big orbs... Oh, and having Pierce. It rolls along the ground like a bold orb. Big orbs are generally the more powerful orbs in the game. Because they are able to hit more pegs. They have a larger hitbox. Which matters more than you'd think. And it's definitely worth considering when you're picking your orbs. Right, looks like we're probably gonna just kill everyone this turn if we hit these bombs. Would have liked to get more gold, but c'est la vie, mon ami. That is how this map tends to go. Don't care about any of those. Very basic, ordinary, boring orbs. We want to go right. I'm going to try to get in here. If I bounce out and go left, then it's not the end of the world, although I would have to get really unlucky for that to happen. There we go. 2 extra gold. For my troubles. Just going to go ahead and fire this for the gold gathering. Nice. Perfect. That works. Whoops. I made the mistake. When firing in this map, you might be tempted to just go like this and get it sort of in as far as you possibly can, but you actually don't want to do that. You want to lift a little bit up, because if you bounce it like this, it's going to bounce off the top of this and then fly back out. So you want it to be about here rather than here, where it'll hit the side of this block and bounce all the way down. Like so. Man, I'm glad that worked, because I would have looked like an idiot if I just spent 15 full seconds explaining it and then got it wrong. One of the benefits of Grubby Gloves is that it can affect multiple enemies if you hit multiple enemies, like any debuff, effectively increasing its power. So getting Pierce can be helpful when you have a relic like Grubby Gloves. I am going to take a few hits here, because I've been more concerned with gathering gold than defending my body from the onslaught of slimes and bats. I'm actually going to retarget down here. Try to kill this guy in case I didn't hit the bomb, but I did, so it didn't matter. Got another buckle orb offered here. Best Foot Forward is a very good relic. That's not a relic, it's an orb. Pardon me. But a rub orb is actually a pretty good tick here. And the reason is that it's just good into the slime fight. When you have these pits to either side of the field where you've got these two sort of walls of pegs with the slime in between, you can get a lot more bounces in between those, hitting a lot more pegs when you've got a bouncy orb like Rub Orb. Or you can apply slime with a Splat Orb. So I'm going to go ahead and take this, just because it's good into the boss fight we're going into. And we're going to go ahead and see what elite we've got. I'm not too worried about elites. Minotaur might be a problem, but looks like we're going up against the plants. Plants are fine. They're pretty much just a health tax. You're going to lose a little bit of health here, but you're not going to die. If I can hit this bomb, there's a potential I could dodge this next hit, but probably not. Yeah, no. Generally speaking, as long as you kill the first plant by the time it was going to attack on turn 3, you're doing fine. Not a terribly exciting Bucklorb shot there. But at this point I'm just trying to clear out a path to this refresh, since they're both in a really bad spot. Taking a little bit more damage on the way, but that's okay. Thank you, Grubby Gloves. Gonna go ahead and just fire this. Since it's good at gathering gold, it hits the refresh and it protects me against the next shot in case I don't manage to kill him by then, although I almost certainly will. Rub Orb is also a good take just because it has a high base damage, like early on. There's a few orbs that are like that, where their special effect isn't very powerful, like Rub Orb, it's just bouncy, or Cirque actually, with its multi-ball one, or Inferno Orb where it's actually got a downside, but they just have like decent enough stats that they're still worth taking. I can't remember what it's called, but the one that cycles the refreshes and the crits is like that too. I'm gonna feel stupid when I remember what it's called. I'm actually gonna take small packages, because if I get like a Matryoshka shell, then small packages is insane. It doesn't do anything for me now, but I don't need a lot of help right now. We're doing just fine. And this is one of the most powerful relics when you find a combo piece for it, since it just doubles the amount of peg activations you get. It doubles your damage. With small orbs, that is. Something like Snowball would be really good with it, although I don't think Peglin can find snowballs. Right. Rub Orb's doing good work here, gathering this gold by getting virtue of getting all these bounces. Oh my goodness, look at that. That was gorgeous. I'm trying to take out the spider since he's a more immediate threat. Like so. I'm then going to switch to the Bucklorb because it can't actually hit this bat, and I'd rather gather gold than just outright kill him. Gonna fire it again for the exact same reason. Getting, I don't know, like 3 or 4 extra gold there as a result of doing that. Every little bit helps. Now I kind of have to actually kill him, since he's hitting me. But he's only damaging my Bucklord bulwark, so we are fine. Orb Seam is very cool, but I don't think I need it. I'm going to save my money for now. It is a very, very powerful orb, though. Alright. Easy first turn on the Minotaur boss. Yeah. Dealing half his health on the first shot is a very good sign that he's not going to be able to get his little swing off. Sorry, big guy. I don't make the rules. I just make the bread. My tummy is doing the rumblies. It's a craving that only hands can satisfy. I guess. Stomach, shut up. That wasn't a bit, it really is just growling. My goodness. So damn chicken patties. Oof. Whew. Oh my god. Powerful options here. Let's go with Grinding Monstera. They recently nerfed this. It used to just give you 1 max health when you defeated a non-minion enemy, and now it makes you hit a specific peg on the map to get that max health after you defeat an enemy. This is a humongous nerf, and this is a way, way less powerful of a relic, which fucking sucks, because honestly, it wasn't that powerful. You're gonna get, like, half the max health out of this that you would have pre-nerf, something like that. Because think about it, even in, like, a boss fight, you would get the 1 health from the boss, right? But now, you can't, because as soon as you kill the boss, the fucking fight's over, and you don't get a chance to navigate afterwards. So, even if you're perfect about hitting every one of the pegs when you get the chance, sometimes you're going to spawn in locations where you can't hit them. Sometimes it's just not realistic to go after them because you need to kill enemies in front of you. And sometimes the fight is over before you get a chance to. You miss a lot of health with this upgrade, but I'm still going to take it, and we're going to see how much health we manage to get out of it at the end. There's also the possibility that I find a Salt Shaker, which makes it significantly better. Or perhaps a Restorb. Actually, I don't think I can get Restorb on this character either. I don't know what all the orb restrictions on each character are, but there's definitely some orbs I'm used to seeing on other characters that I haven't been seeing. So it looks like Peglin does not have access to the whole pool. Okay. Let's take... I mean, Round Guard is a no-brainer. And we can grab... Could grab Chemical Hazard. Don't need it, though. We could do the Dumbbell Round Guard combo. We could try to empty our deck and get as much Moss Circle as possible, but... The problem with that build, as much fun as it is to get the, like, infinite refresh or reload into constant damage combo with, like, the cheese or the dumbbell, as cool as it sounds, unfortunately, the wall exists, and Round Guard does not protect you against the wall, so it's only a combo you want to go for after you know that you can beat the wall, or you're not facing the wall, or it's already dead, right? Because if you invest a bunch of effort into the funny little 0 card in your deck combo, and then you have to fight the demon wall, he's just gonna fucking eat you. So be very, very careful. when trying to do the silly little cheese. I also don't really have much interest in doing it because, you know, I've done it before and you do it once, you've done it 1,000 times. I'm just going to go ahead and remove. None of these are that interesting. And I do want to make my deck smaller so that I can get to my cool little bucklorb here. And then we're going to go to... We're going to try to go... Actually, right is better than left. 2 elites is better than 1. So we're going to try to go right. Perfect momentum killing there. All that sideways momentum got turned into forward momentum, which then just died when it landed. Giving me an easy path to the right. Okay. You get a lot of wall bounces with Rub Orb. Basic Blade is very good with Bucklorb. Go ahead and grab Ambiguous Amulet. This build is definitely missing some spice, some punch. Hoping to find something interesting here in terms of orbs, because my orbs right now are just good orbs, but they don't actually do anything in particular. And give me a second, somebody's calling me on my phone. Let's see what's happening.
Hello? Hello? I wanted to record a message for you.
Thank goodness. I'm glad I picked up. It was somebody trying to contact me about my car's extended warranty. Alright, heading into this fight. Challenge of this elite is to kill all of these guys with the bombs that are provided rather than one at a time, or to have some other extra way to pierce multiple enemies at once. Because if you don't kill them fast enough, then this guy's going to get up to you with his big health pool and big damage and deal a bunch of damage to you. However, I don't care about that because I have a Bucklorb, which can just kill them. Assuming that I get a good shot off here, which I might not because I just... Okay, we're good. Yeah. We're fine. Behold. Now we got this Grinding Monstera that I'm going to try to maximize as much as I can, but these pegs all spawn in pretty bad spots. None of them are exactly free. Heading down here with the Bucklorb, since it's big, it's more likely to hit them. Get 1. Looks like that's it. So I've managed to get 3 out of the 6 enemies killed. Like I said, you get about half. Maybe I can hit this one. Alright, fuck you too, buddy. Unfortunately, this multi-ball, they're not small the way that Matryoshka are, so I don't get the small packages bonus from it. Which means I'm not going to bother taking it. I'm going to go ahead and continue to save my money. Wall chicken is completely acceptable. Just a solid 25 health. Good relic. Nothing to complain about. Didn't get any more max health, but we're going to go ahead and hit this. Oh, beautiful little chest. Now, transparency is cool because it lets you pierce the shields, or you can just take Act Me Anything and destroy the shields in Act 2. And that sounds better. There's a few enemies that have other kinds of resistance, namely mirrors have resistance to non-direct damage. So stuff like Ball Lightning or Memorb. Or I'm sorry, direct damage rather than projectile damage. So Act Me Anything makes that good, but I mean mirrors aren't that big of a threat anyway. Act Me Anything is very specific in what it does, but mostly it just helps you take out shields. Funny that we're growing up against the same guy. Unlike in Slay the Spire, you can re-see elites and relics and orbs that you just saw. Most roguelikes don't do that. Most roguelikes are like, well, okay, you already did this thing, so we're gonna take it out of the pool, but Peglin don't care. You can get, and I have gotten like 3 of the same elite in one act and no other kinds of elites. Which I think implies something about the local ecosystem. But I'm not well versed enough in Peglin lore to comment on that further. Getting a good chunk of these. Oh, is he dead? Damn it. Didn't get the next one. Cauldron Bubble. Now if I take this, it's only going to do, I think, what, 5 max? Yeah. To the slime, so not very good against him, but the slime is definitely going to die. Rub Orb is enough on its own. We have a ton of max health, so we get a lot of chances to hit him. So I'm not worried about him. What Cauldron Bubble does do for us is take out a lot of the Act 2 enemies. It hits everyone. It gets an additional poison from Grubby Gloves, and it deals full damage to things that resist it, including shields and the mirrors. So it's a pretty good take here. I'm not thrilled about it the way it would be for, like, I don't know, anything that's small, basically. But I'm going to go ahead and take it and upgrade it. And it should do some work for us. Well, we've got Round Guard. We might as well take Shrewd Scales. There's a dim possibility we'll do some kind of reload synergy. Good to leave that door open. I'm just going to keep taking these hits to try and get this max health. Okay. Unfortunate. But that's how not scared of the slime boss I am. Especially with Round Guard. Slime boss is scary when he gets a bunch of hits on you when you're reloading and you're not dealing damage to him. But, I don't think that's going to be an issue. I just got an inkling about it. Gonna swap to Cauldron Bubble because I got a crit here. Want to be able to get my max 5 off. And watch that. See? 50, 40. It ticks twice on him. No other enemy in the game works like that as far as I'm aware. Just the slime boss. I don't really know why. Same for Bramble. It's definitely strange. But it can work to your advantage when you're talking about poison, because he takes more damage more quickly. A Doctorb. I'll take the Doctorb. I'm supposed to take the Doctorb. It is correct to take the Doctorb. Volt Mantle is solid, but Kinetic Meteorite is fun. So we're going to take that. Kinetic Meteorite is actually pretty good with Rub Orb. The fling yourself around the map at Mach 10 build is a legitimate way to play the game, since that has a tendency to just hit a lot of pegs and therefore do a lot of damage. Oh my god, is he already... Did I kill them all? Jesus. Look, I didn't get anything out of my Monstera. I have to hit it all here, but I can't do that because I need to go right. Well... I'm sorry, left, but going right wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, so I guess I can try to get some of these and let fate take me where it deigns. Okay. It's a little more max health. We've gained from it, what? 8? It's kind of pathetic. Nice. Ooh, such a focus. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Oh, wait. No, I can't in this navigation. I'm going to show you guys something if I get the chance here. In one of these upcoming fights. Dash through the flames. I'm not interested. Go ahead and fire the Doctor Orb to get it out of my inventory. And then we're just going to try to one-shot these guys. Yep. Easy as pie. If you don't one-shot them, then they reflect a portion of the damage you do to them. Although only with projectile attack. So Cauldron Bubble is free damage. So you want to either do very little damage to them, or just kill them all in one fell swoop. Or use targeted damage. Non-projectile damage like Cauldron Bubble. The way that I'm doing here. And see how Axe Me Anything allowed me to do more there than I would have otherwise. That's it's a big benefit. Okay, Kinetic Meteorite is gonna just fling this thing. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay, I want to end on this health if I possibly can. Don't hit that max health. Perfect. Okay, now I get to do something funny. Because I've got this Doctor Orb, I get to do this. Do 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 do. Okay, so what am I doing, one might be inclined to ask. That's a fair question. The answer is Sash of Focus. Prevent the first time you would take lethal damage. A useful, if niche, ability that is nonetheless relevant in most runs. Just a little revive, a little get out of jail free card. Although most of the time, if you're in a bad enough situation that you die, it's not going to save you for the whole run, which is why, or it's not going to save that whole fight. You're going to need a little extra help, which is why the Sash of Focus, when it gets used by anything, say taking damage from the fire here, turns into a different relic entirely. It gets used up, and then it turns into a relic that halves all incoming damage for the rest of the game. My goal here is to intentionally get myself to 0 HP in a safe and controlled environment, hit this to go into the next fight with 3 HP, and then hopefully survive long enough to use the Doctor Orb as fast as possible. Since I've got the Buckle Orb and I've got the Doctor Orb, I'm feeling reasonably good about my chances. Especially since I won't have an effective of 3 HP, I'll have an effective of 6, since remember, damage is halved. Meaning I can take up to 5 damage safely. Assuming that I don't fall into the fire here, which I did not. Booyah. Now, if I survive this, which it looks like I am going to since I drew my Buckle Orb first, then I'm going to be able to get all my health back with Doctor Orb, and suddenly I have effectively double the max health that I did before. All in all, a very powerful relic, if you find the right situation. That incoming damage is halved, by the way, even when it hits your bulwark. Not just when it hits your health, the way that Oboe reduces health damage. One of the most powerful relics in the game, if you can get it. It's just that getting it is a bit of an ask. But we are in the clear. Now we're just going to try to get as much... Oof. Bad Doctor Orb. Just going to say we're going to try to get as much health here as we possibly can. Which it turns out wasn't much, but it's okay. Because we don't need much. Even with the rather pathetic amount we got, we're still sitting at an effective 60 max health, which is nothing to sneeze at. And we can turn that up to 114, just like that. And since we're not going up against the demon wall, I'd say that the run is pretty much solved at this point. Nothing is going to be able to deal that much damage to me. Behold, Torn Sash. which means we can do some fun shit, like take a bomb orb and turn this into a bomb run. Back when Peglin first came out, this was basically the only way to win. It was this or crit builds. They were the only functional builds in the entire game. But the Bob Orb has seen no love from the devs in a very, very long time. So I sometimes forget that it exists, which is sad. We need to show the bomb some love. Alright. There's the tech. That's your big trick for the video. Now I'm just gonna relax and win for free. Give me my max health. Give me some bulwark so that these guys don't hurt me. They're able to deal 1 damage to my bulwark, and that's it. Probably not gonna be able to get those, but I might be able to get these. Oh, got one. Can I get another? Let's actually try for the ones down here. Oh well, it's just luck. Still might get one. No, that's it. Haven't gotten to use the Doctor Orb yet, which is kind of silly that I still haven't filled up, but I might as well just max out with the, whoops. With the, fuck off. With the gold that I have, since I'm not using it for anything else. Hey look, it's the fight that nearly killed me last run. I wonder how it's going to do against me this time. They can't even hurt me. Awesome! Nice try. You almost broke through my bulwark there. No mean feat. I can finally get some Doctor peeling off. It keeps being at the bottom of my draw pile. And we are at full health. Just like that. Oh, and we even get those maxes. Fuck yeah. Okay. An effective 300 max health and climbing. At this point, I just want to see how much I can get. It's not for any practical purpose. Nothing is ever going to be able to deal that much damage to me. If you weren't aware, Restorb is one of the best orbs in the game. It's almost always worth picking up because it not only heals you, but at max rank gives you max health when you fire it. Quite cool, quite cool. I don't want Peg Bag because I'm actually relying a lot on the Kinetic Meteorite, which is giving me its effect, the bouncing effect, only until the board is refreshed. So you want to wait a little while to hit the Peg Bag. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this, which I don't... Oh, of course it combos. It combos with my fucking Bob Orb. I don't know how I forgot about that. My breath smells like Ghirardelli peppermint bark. This is because I was eating Ghirardelli peppermint bark. That's not like a medical condition I have. I'm gonna go ahead and skip past this. These guys can't do any damage to me, and I really want to get my Restore off just to see how high I can make my max health climb. I don't know what my record is, but I think it was somewhere around 300. Or just below 300? Something like that. Getting that much max health is definitely harder than it used to be, though. Back before the Monstera was nerfed, and back when you had less relics overall, so it was easier to like find the salt. Still, 150 is nothing to sneeze at. Just generate a bunch of bombs. Hopefully they can get the max health for me. Apparently not. Wow. Sag. Still gonna try for it. Can use F to slow things down. Hit like that. Got it. Aww. Well, 3 out of 4 isn't bad. Whew. Okay. Absolutely remove. Our biggest weakness right now is how long it takes us to get to the orbs we want to fire. If you can call it a weakness. It's not like we're in danger of losing the game, just that it keeps us from getting as much max health as we want. Gotta be honest, it is a bit of a problem trying to make a beginner guide here where, because I'm playing so optimally, I'm getting the crazy overpowered builds going, like, within maybe a floor or two of Act 2 starting, and then the rest of it's just me coasting. I don't have much useful to teach you once you're at this point. You just kind of win, you know? Which, I know that's really good advice, just win. If you're ever wondering how to win the game. We can take a refresh shiv? Dungeon die is silly. Doesn't really help with anything. Spiffy crit is fine. Doesn't really help with anything. Yes, we don't want to refresh early, but refresh shiv generally only triggers after the shot is already over, so it's not going to interfere with kinetic meteorite. So I think this is fine to take. Though it doesn't really do anything in particular for us. None of those relics are exciting with this build. Right, then we're going to just fire off some bombs. Actually, I ought to be careful. This map doesn't have that many pegs, and if I turn all of them into bombs, I can't refresh them, so I should probably stay away from that for now. Especially because Painter Girl has a lot of health. You need to deal a lot of damage to take her down. So I'm sitting at fucking 8th infection right now. I can't, I keep killing the paintings with bombs, so they keep stacking up poison on me. I need to stop killing them. That's another reason not to hit bombs. And for that reason, well, if I fire the Doctor now, I'm not going to be able to use it later, so I might want to just go ahead and fire this, but this is going to kill all the paintings as well. So in that case, might as well try to detonate these bombs while we can, so they don't become a problem later. And we're at 12 poison, which is 6 damage a turn, 5 now, since it's at 11, but that's actually pretty significant. And we need to definitely start worrying about just taking this girl out instead of trying to do silly max health shenanigans. Because this poison is just going to keep stacking up. And while we do take half damage isn't no damage. think the fact that this fight can even pose a threat to this build shows how ridiculously unbalanced the painter boss actually is. For those who don't know, I fucking hate the painter boss. I think she's a terribly designed boss, and I really, really wish they would make the paintings easier to deal with. In the sense that they should take longer to start attacking, or the painter shouldn't refresh them as easily, or they should only give you 1 poison when you kill them. Something. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't in this fight. If you try to go directly for the painter, then the paintings themselves are going to start dealing 4 damage to you per shot, which is 12 damage per shot when they are all attacking, which is like a lot. You can't survive that for long unless you've got, you know, this build. But if you target them, then you start stacking up Spinfection and you take 12 damage per turn from that anyway. It's a lose-lose. Unlike other bosses who require that you have a specific build to win, that you sort of build around them and exploit their weaknesses, the painter doesn't really have any weaknesses. You just need to be overpowered enough to sort of brute force your way through her various ways of fucking you over, which today we certainly were. But I, broadly speaking, don't like this boss, and I think it needs a nerf or just a general rework to make it more focused on a specific style of play. Spinter's payment is pretty good. Might as well. Gift that keeps on giving. Heavy hand. I'm gonna go with a gift. All pegs are durable, meaning they can each take 3 hits. Very hard to go wrong with this relic, especially when you have Kinetic Meteorite. You can, by the way. There are a few fights where you really don't want this relic to be around, but we can brute force our way through pretty much anything at this point. I didn't even get to gather any gold. Okay. Into the pit with you. Get our little bit of max health. This too is a fight that can be pretty dangerous. If you don't know what you're doing. But we don't really need to worry about it. As soon as we hit the Buck Orb or the Bob Orb, we're basically golden. That's a few bums. Just a handful of them, really. Okay. Try to get this max health. Oh, do we care about direction? No. And we're up against the dragon again. The easiest Act 3 boss. And honestly, for a stage in the game, the easiest boss, period. Not much to prepare for in that case. Although, if you are worried about him, you're heavily benefited from having builds that revolve around hitting a lot of pegs, because his peg board is very, very full, which is what makes him so easy. Aside from the Demon Wall fight, he has, I think, the largest pegboard in the game. And it makes it really easy to do a lot of damage to him, even though he sets them on fire. Oh man. Okay, so I'm gonna use the bob orb here to try and wedge my way into this crack, because with the enhanced gunpowder, there's a good chance that they're gonna hit these and get me my max health. As long as I can detonate a few of them. Nope, I went the other way. Damn. I got like one. Well, maybe I can get it on the backswing here. Got a couple. $170 max health. Can I hit 200 by the end of the game? I hope so. That sounds funny. We may be here a while. Anybody know any good ghost stories? Knock knock jokes? Anything to pass the time? Okay, I got one. Knock knock. Why aren't you guys participating? It's just really rude. Trying to entertain you and you don't even play ball. But fine, whatever. Be like that, I guess. I can't help but notice that we have a Doctor Orb in this build and we haven't used it in like 8 fights just because we haven't needed to. Because we've taken so little damage. Okay, gonna try the same thing before, or as before. Gonna try to use the bombs to gather these max health pegs. We'll see if it pays off at all, but at this point, it's in Jesus' hands. Jesus, you mother... Okay. Looks like I'm probably going to take a hit from this guy. Oh wait, maybe not. That's a lot of damage. Amazing. I needed to hit the bob orb. Wow! I didn't get hit by him either. Fucking crazy. Okay. This should allow me to break through. Actually deal some damage to everyone. Yeah. Like that. Again, direction doesn't matter, so I'm just trying to get as much of max... as much of the max health as I can. God, I cannot talk today. What the hell is going on? This guy can actually be kind of scary, but he's pretty laughable here. Unique for having no orbs on the pegboard until you hit some of the refreshes that are present. I don't know what happens if you don't have any refreshes when you come into this fight. You might just like not have any pegs and you might just die. I've never experienced that before. I'm gonna assume that one spawns. Gonna give the devs the benefit of the doubt there. Something else I've never done in this game is experience, or I've never managed to delete literally every peg from the board, which is definitely something you can do with Oh My Gorb. And it sounds kind of funny. I kind of want to try it. Okay. I actually get a lot of gold out of that. The other thing, by the way, that works well against the dragon, of course, is gold builds. Something that uses something like Spintress Payment, because his pegboard has like 300 gold in it, or something like that. I am not going to randomly remove my orbs because that could possibly just kill me. So mirror orb it is. If I got really unlucky with the RNG there, I could get rid of every good orb I have. Think very, very carefully before taking that one. Not getting my max health this battle. Oh my god! I got his trading card. Does anybody have a Charizard for that one? I'll accept less than mint. Just get rid of that real quick. That doesn't do anything at this point. Oh, and Salt Shaker. I finally found it. Too late to matter. Bummer. If I'd had it from the beginning, I could be at like almost 300 max health at this point. Okay, got both of those. Oh, and we're done. I'm almost there, but I don't think I'm going to hit it unless this is a big fight. Nope, it's not. Damn it. I didn't even make it to 200. That's so sad. I need to take out my aggression on a big shiny pushover. Right. So remember when I was talking about certain shots taking a while? Editor, can we yeah, just speed this one up a little bit for the people at home. Do we need music? Do 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 do. Oh, it's almost hit the refresh. If it hits the refresh, it'll stop bouncing. And it's gone. And there it is, the legendary end shot button. Only appears after like a solid 2 minutes. I don't see it very often. Boop. And it did like 1/10 of his health. Okay. Despite this build being crazy overpowered, it is unfortunate. I didn't find any actual damage scaling. Like, my orbs are still just doing their base damage. The only exception is a Spintrist payment, which is unfortunately at the very bottom of my draw pile. So it results in turns like this, where I hit like 1,000 pegs, but that only does like 1,000 damage. And it takes 1,000 seconds. Which in reality is like 15 minutes, so I guess it's not that long. Ah, finally. Hey, Spintrist payment, how much are you at now? 3162. Okay. Shall we kill us a dragon? But there is one they fear. In their tongue, he is Dovahkiin. Dragonball. Didn't even fucking kill him. Oh my god. Yay. Wait, okay, here we go. For real this time. But there is one they fear. In their tongue, he is Dovahkiin. Fuck. Futured out. Shit. Whatever. Wow. We did it. 3 whole Cruciballs. I think we're almost done. There's only 17 left. That's pretty good. That's like already mostly there, if you think about it. Alright, I'm gonna go eat some dinner. Auf Wiedersehen.